the most out of your time at work with Karen Gately. Leadership and People Management Specialist.
Good morning, Karen.
Good morning.
Very lovely to have you on board this morning. And, of course, last week was World Mental Health Week, and we had World Mental Health Day. And it's one of those things that I think is always needing to be balanced in your work life.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, in my experience, both professional and personal, our mind plays a massive role in the extent to which we're able to achieve just our day-to-day objectives, right, let alone our long-term goals. So, I think that the world can come at us. It can be really crazy busy. It can be really stressful. And it's up to us to really make sure that we're checking in and stepping back and giving our minds a chance of being healthy. And, and then obviously when we're struggling, to make sure we're getting the help that we need to be able to get back on track.
For a lot of people, the modern workplace is all-encompassing. It's hard to step away from whether you are doing work at home and completing projects or whether you're just always plugged into your email. Maybe your job has a social media aspect that you're always checking in on. How important is it to know when to actually just completely switch off from work and to, just to manage that busy workload?
Yeah, it's incredibly important. We can totally underestimate how much time we actually spend on, on duty. And especially when we're looking at our screens all day and into the evening, that has our brain just firing and going and just constantly being high alert. So, it is important to spend some time where our mind is more relaxed, where we're actually disconnected from our work. And, for people who are passionate, for example, we can not see burnout coming because we're actually so busy being involved in what we're involved in and loving every minute of it and just striving and, as the age-old saying goes, burning the candle at both ends. And then not realising that actually this is putting undue pressure on my mind and my body often.
I think we've all experienced at some point in our careers a time where you didn't know how you were going to keep going. Perhaps, the mental stress has just gotten on top of you and you're like, I can't do this anymore. What am I going to, I have to quit, I'm sure there are some measures you can take before it comes to that, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people will leave it to the point where, they're so stressed that they're behaving in ways that look like they're stressed. They're short, they're aggressive, or they're withdrawn, or they're, not paying attention, or whatever it may be. And so smart leaders are looking for those signs. But the reality is we need to put our hand up. We need to be having the right conversations. We need to see it early and then, obviously be talking to our direct supervisor. If we're not getting any joy or understanding there, then, if there are HR people or other leaders you can talk to about, again, how do I push back and make sure that the workload is actually doable?
I mean, every workplace structure is going to be different. So, when you say direct supervisor, maybe you are the supervisor. So, in that instance, who do you turn to?
Yourself. I think there is a lot of self-leadership in all of this. We, whilst, obviously we need to be committed and we need to be driven, we also need to know when to say no. We also need to set boundaries. We also need to know what's realistic. And, pardon me, often the solution actually lies within ourselves and, what we do take on board. So if we are the most senior person, and this is clearly very relevant to business owners, people who are working for themselves, you need to be checking in with the expectations that you're setting of yourself. Is your perfectionism, is, your ambitions unrealistic, and therefore, and unrealistic might mean, that right now it's just not possible to get all of this done. So again, who do we need to be talking to? Who do we need to be delegating to? And critically, we need to be choosing what not to do. It's not just about what we should be doing, it's what shouldn't we be doing.
And I imagine that it's very important to keep doing things outside of your work to relieve that mental stress as well, just, getting out and getting fresh air and all that kind of gear,
Yeah, and it really, again, know yourself. So Sometimes that's about spending time with friends and family. Sometimes it is about the forest walk. For other people, it's spending time in a busy cafe because that just energizes them. It's about understanding where do I get my energy from, where do I get enjoyment from, and deliberately spending time in those spaces.
Yeah.
Annoying my co-workers?
Yeah.
Sure, if that's fun. But there might be some other consequences.
Definitely fun. It definitely falls on the fun side. Karen, thank you so much. It's great to check in, and particularly good to give people a reminder to check in on their own mental health. Next Monday, we are going to be talking about National Safe Work Month. Are you being safe at work? Not always. I'm not sure that was a yes or no question to me, but I've just answered it for you. So we can deal with that next week. Thanks so much, Karen.
Thank you.